So in this video, I'm going to be talking a lot because I realized that I haven't really explained anything about my new horse, Versace, because it's just been kind of chaotic, trying to bam. We got him when we went to look at him. We got him that same day, so I'm just going to explain everything from the day we got him to now. So I hope you guys enjoy. So in case you're wondering, I am standing in the horse's shed. But anyways, so as most of you probably already know, that I had to sell Sargent, find him a new home because of some bad behavior issues he was having, such as crow hopping. And I'm pretty sure it was, we just don't really know. We're not that really experienced horse people. So anyways, I got not even $1,000 for him. So I got barely enough money to go and buy another horse. But anyways, there's a rescue right down the road from us, Hooker Ranch Equine Refuge. And, well, not really right down the road, about 30 minutes, but whatever. So, I was like, I'm gonna get a horse from them this time. So we contacted them and asked them if they told them what we were looking for and asked them if they had a horse like that, and they showed us a picture of Versace, and I was like, hey, I saw him on your Facebook page, and I was just wondering, but I didn't know anything about him. He said he was super kid-safe, chill, and he is a Swedish warm-blood Arabian cross, and he has been started in dressage, but he was an owner surrendered to the rescue because his owner tragically died. I don't know what from, I can't remember, but we think that he's been stabled. Supposedly he hadn't been ridden in like 5 years, but I don't think that that's true. Maybe just not consistently worked with in 5 years, but he does crib on things, like he will bite anything he can get his mouth around. Like he will bite the gate, he will bite any wood, his food trough, the water trough has bite marks in the floor of it. So he will like bite stuff like that. So we think that he has been stabled at one time of his life and he picked up the bad habit of cribbing. But he is turned out 24/7 here, even though I have this barn shed or whatever you want to call it here, and it does have a swing gate on it where it can close on either side of here. He does not get locked up. When he first came here, he was so afraid of this barn. Like he was afraid that he was going to get locked up in it. That's what he acted like. So it was like the beginning of March when we went to the rescue to go meet him and possibly meet some other horses, and they went and got him out in the field. And when I saw him, he's a bay, and he was really pretty. I never thought I'd get a bay. And they went and got him up out of the field, and they groomed him, did a little bit of groundwork with him in the round pen, saddled him up in the English saddle. And then the lady there rode him, and then I got to ride him. And he was just the perfect little angel. Like, he was just perfect. And I did not get him because he was pretty. I didn't get him because he was registered. I didn't get him because he was tall. I didn't get him because he had the showing pedigree. I didn't get him for any of those reasons. I got him because he was perfect. Like, he was everything I always wanted. He was an English horse. He was that breed. He behaved so well. And it was like just the perfect horse. I knew that he was the one. So we got him that same day and brought him home. And he had to stay in the trailer. If you watch that video when we brought him home, he had to stay in the trailer overnight because the horse's pen here is all electrified. And it was dark, and we were like, what if he gets out in the middle of the night? So he had to stay in the trailer all night, and that next morning we let him out, and we were just going to try to keep Ruby and him separated, but that actually didn't work. Because we were going to put him in this front paddock where the horses graze, but that fence isn't electrified, and we knew he was probably going to be running all over the place, and we were like, we really don't want him getting out. So we're like, I doubt he's going to do anything to Ruby, and I doubt Ruby's going to do anything to him. So we just opened the trailer gate, let him out, and they didn't even he just started running around. If you watch that video, he just started running around, and Ruby was just following him around like they had always known each other. Like, there was no kicking, biting, squealing, so that was really, really neat. But at first, Ruby really didn't like him. Like, she was the boss, and now he's the boss, and she likes him, and they will stand in this shed and eat hay all day long. So I'm really happy for that, because I mean, it was the hardest part about getting finding Sergeant a new home was what about Ruby? She is, for years, she has never been alone. Because when we got Ruby, she came with Crystal, and who knows how long they had been together. And then when they came here, they were here for 3 years together. And then when Crystal passed away, Sergeant was here. So there was never a time Ruby was alone. And that was really hard, because I was wondering, what if she goes into a depression or something and gets really sad and lonely? And she was, because when Sergeant left, Ruby was just standing and staring towards the driveway, neighing, and it was just so sad. I was like, what if she doesn't get over this? It was really sad. But seriously, like, the next day, we got Versace, so it was like, she probably went a little over 24 hours by herself, so that was really awesome. But, so, it had been a little bit, while I was letting Versace settle in, it had been a little bit before I rode him, because, you know, he was still trying to settle in. He was so afraid of all these animals and all the noises around here. He was afraid of the chickens, the cows, the goats, the sheep. He was just horrified for days. He was just so afraid of everything around here. And I was like, oh no, I'm not even going to be able to trail ride this horse, because he's just, I still can't. I can't walk him across the yard without him just going berserk, because he's just afraid. He's probably never really seen animals like this before. But, so he was really just spooky when he was here, and it just took days, and I still didn't have proper tack. Like, my girth literally was a 50-inch, and it barely fit him. And, so I didn't have that, and then I have 2 bridles, one English, one Western. Neither one of them fit. He hated he hated the bit that I had. So the bridles didn't fit, and he hated the bit. So then the lady at the rescue actually gave us a girth and a bit. Super nice of her. And, well, I still didn't have a bridle, so I did just order one. It should be in Friday. And so hopefully that will fit him. But I've been riding him in just a field halter around the pen, and he's been doing pretty good. And except on those, like, really, if it's a really windy day, he is a lot more flighty and a little bit more spooky, and it's harder to control him, but I can still control him really well. But anyways, so there was a few times there that I tried to ride him, but it was just really bad, because I didn't have proper tack, so it was like, it was bad. So then, I guess over time, he being here, it was just like the really laid back life. He was just groomed for a little while, for maybe about a week, maybe. So I don't know, maybe he got some bad habits, because finally, my very first ride, if y'all saw my last video, my very first ride, well, I'm sorry, my first official ride with all proper tack and all, he was, if you notice, he would like stop and jerk his head around and back up. And before that, he would actually had a biting problem. Like when I was trying to ride him, he would reach around and try to bite my leg. And it was like, what is he doing? What if he grabs my leg? Is he gonna yank me off his back? I didn't know. So after some research and then just correcting it, what I had to do was like, if he reached around on this side to try to bite me, I would yank on the opposite rein and say no. And finally he stopped, but then he started doing it again for whatever reason. So then what I started doing was every time he would do it, I would make him turn in a tight circle. It was not, the girth wasn't pinching him, it wasn't any ill-fitting tack, it was just him. Usually it was every time I would ask him to do something, he would try to bite me, like disrespectful and all that stuff. Well, then, after we got that, it was just backing up, stopping, and jerking his head around. Well, finally, just persistence, he finally quit that. And then he started, of course, problem after problem. after I got those first problems under control, then he started just planting his feet and not moving no matter what I did. It did not matter what I did. He would not move at all. He just stood there. And that was so frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And I don't take riding lessons yet. I'll get to that. And I didn't know what to do. He just stopped planting his feet. I'm not very good at riding with a crop. I'm not very good at riding with one of those, holding it and all that stuff. And well, I looked up some stuff, and there was a video, and it was a technique, ask and tell. So squeeze their sides to ask them to move forward. If they don't, take that crop and then tell them, tap them with it. Not like start beating them and, just tap them with it. And, pressure and release and all that stuff. And that actually worked. And I've been riding him with a crop, and he's been doing really well until, and then actually yesterday I rode him without a crop. And he was really, slow, but I didn't need to use a crop, but he was just really slow and less responsive. I'm hoping that I don't always have to ride him with a crop, because I don't like this. And, well then, I think it happened 2 or 3 times where I have not even cantered on him. I've only cantered on him once, and that was at the rescues place when I cantered on him, and that was an accident, so I've only walked and trotted on him. But the other day, and I think there was another incident before this, but I was trotting, and he took off cantering, just took off, and then he took off cantering, and then he started bucking. Now, I cannot sit bucks. That's all there is to it. That's why I got rid of Sergeant, because he crow-hop form of bucking, Now, Versace started bucking. I almost fell off. I literally fell on his neck and just hanged on to his mane and just waited for him to stop, because I know they say sit back, pull back on the reins, pull their head up. I can't even sit the canter. I'm still trying to learn that, because I don't take riding lessons. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but I can't teach myself if I have this horse that bucks. And it was very frustrating, and I got very discouraged, because Crystal, I was still learning. She was teaching me everything I needed to know. And I was still learning to post trot and canter and sit the canter and jump and all of that stuff, all the basics. And then Versace, I can't learn on him if he's gonna buck when he canters. So it was very frustrating, very discouraging. I did not know what to do. I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't sit bucks. That's all there is to it. Let me tell you, I have never fallen off of a horse and broke a bone. Actually, in my whole 13 years of living on this planet Earth, I have no broken bone in my body. And I'm not ready to have a broken bone. And I know riding horses, it's a risk you're gonna take of getting broken bones. And eventually, I'm probably gonna break a bone. But I don't want to fall off and break a bone because my horse was bucking and I can't sit bucks and stop them. To ride a buck, to fix a buck, you gotta ride a buck. So I really didn't know what to do. It was very frustrating. So I'm just working on walking and trotting first. And actually, I am going to be taking riding lessons, English riding lessons, very soon. And I have taken only 2 or 3, maybe 4 riding lessons, and they were Western, and that was a really long time ago. I've never in my life taken an English riding lesson, and now I'm finally getting English riding lessons, and I'm so excited. There's a little stable not too far down the road from us, and I'm super excited because I'm going to learn everything I need to know. And not just that, I'm going to learn to handle horses. I'm going to learn to ride and handle different horses. and then I'll learn just all the basics, like, and everything I need to know. I'll probably be able to sit the canter, post trot and sit trot, and maybe eventually jump. And then I'll be more fit for Versace, because I mean, he's worth a lot of money. And for the price we got him, that was just unbelievable. He is worth a lot of money, and especially to already be started in dressage. Well, he's kind of like, I feel like I'm not really good enough for a horse like him, especially since I don't take lessons. But now I'm finally going to be getting lessons, and I'm super excited, and eventually, hopefully, we'll have to talk to the people at the stable about it, but hopefully, eventually, we will be able to trailer Versace in, and I will be able to take my lesson on Versace instead of on one of the lesson horses, and that will really help both of us, because then I'll learn Versace, and he will be used to loading in a trailer. He will be used to being in totally different places, and being taken places, being ridden in different places, and seeing other horses. So that will help both of us, because my plans with Versace, he is like my dream horse, the horse I have wanted for my whole life. And I want to trail ride, take him places, take him to shows. That's my plans, to do all of that stuff with him. So I am super excited about taking lessons. So yeah, that's where we are with Versace right now. He is a very spunky boy. So now y'all are all caught up on my journey with Versace so far. We haven't really, I do groundwork with him every day before I ride. But other than that, I haven't actually started training him anything, like training him to jump yet. I really want to master the basics, like especially sitting canter, before I do that. And actually his birthday is, I have his exact date. His birthday is April 25th. So I will be doing, hopefully I will be doing a special video for his birthday. He will be turning 17 years old. So, super excited for that, and I really hope you guys enjoyed, and just stay tuned for Versace's next video. I don't know yet what I'm going to be posting next week, but hopefully a riding video or something, or maybe even my first lesson, I don't know. So please stay tuned, and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next week.